Are you hanging in there? Are you feeling this eclipse, Mercury retrograde, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs energy right now? Because I surely am. May 2023 is a chaotic time at the beginning of the month, but there is this weaning that we are going to be feeling that's going to be very reassuring. But man, are we going through a lot of energy right now and a lot of lessons that we really need to learn to help us evolve to the next version of ourselves. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to cope with May's chaotic energy. I'll be highlighting some celestial events that I find to be interesting for May. I'll also be giving some crystal recommendations, talk about just like the energy that we may be feeling this month. And then I'll be talking about some crystals that I've been working with recently, so make sure you stick around till the end of the video to hear those. If this is your first time here, my name is Courtney, and this is my monthly Cosmic Energy Download series. I'm so happy to have you here. So without further ado, let's dive into today's video. Alrighty guys, so for the flow of this video, I'm going to be chatting about Pluto going retrograde, this lunar eclipse, this full moon in Scorpio that we're going to be experiencing. I'm going to be talking about Mercury finally going direct, a new moon in Taurus, and transitioning into Gemini season. And then I'll be talking about those current favorite crystals at the end of this video. Diving into the first astrological event I wanted to cover, on May 1st, Pluto is going retrograde. Now, I thought this was something to bring up because we're going to be feeling like a lot of transformational energy in the beginning part of May. Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, and it's ruled by Scorpio. And we will be having a Scorpio eclipse a few days later. So we really are going to be feeling this kind of like heavy energy right around the beginning of the month. Something to note about Pluto is that it is currently in Aquarius and it will be retrograding until October 11th, 2023. And during this time, it will be dipping back into Capricorn for a period of time, and then officially moving into Aquarius on November 19th, 2024, and it's going to stay in Aquarius until March 8th, 2043. Pluto is like a planet that defines a generation, so this is kind of exciting, and I've heard other astrologers talk about Pluto, changing to Aquarius, this transition happening, so I just wanted to kind of plant that seed that Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to be a really big deal in 2024. It's going to be very transformational. And to be honest, I feel like it's really going to help define kind of like all this new technology that's going on in the world right now. It's going to be very interesting. So it's kind of like we get a little peek of that right now. So I just wanted to note some Pluto news. All right, so jumping to the meat of this month, which is the full moon in Scorpio. It will be a lunar prenumbral eclipse on May 5th. So like I said, this energy, this heavy energy that we're going to be feeling in the beginning of the month in May, it's going to be this heavy Scorpio energy. This eclipse is like the final chapter in the Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle. We're really going to be moving nodes into the Aries Libra nodes. Sorry, my brain. So this eclipse really is like an initial ending point. A big closure may happen during this time, and also we may be feeling this inwardly, like a change needs to be made, or like the straw that broke the camel's back, like this kind of energy, this exalted energy we might really be feeling during this eclipse. Just to remember, when we have an eclipse, during whether it's a lunar or solar, it's really maximizing the energy of that moon. So if you can, I would say be mindful of this energy that you may be feeling. I feel like the past, eclipses we've had in Taurus Scorpio have been so hard for me. I've just been super self-critical and honestly so in my shadow. I can foresee a lot of shadow work happening during this eclipse. So if you can, I would recommend having some crystals with you that can kind of like bring light into a situation. So my first crystal recommendation would be gold sheen obsidian. I think that is perfect for this full moon, especially if you're starting to dive into your shadow. I also recommend moonstone and labradorite. So those can help bring this lighter energy towards what you're feeling, this more magical moment. You know, I think eclipses have this way of speaking to our soul. So if you really want to tap into this magic that you may be feeling, I think labradorite and moonstone can definitely help you out. Take this time to really clear old habits that are limiting you to your highest evolvement. You know, you can do a full moon ritual if you want. I feel like there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you feel like doing a little bit of, you know, spiritual manifesting or what have you, like just a little taste of it, I think that's okay. I don't think anything bad is going to happen if you do that. I always say this. I sound like a broken record when it comes to like eclipse season. I think it's okay for you to just go with your intuition and do what feels right to you. So if you feel like, you know, burning a candle or whatever, like it's going to be okay. You can do that. All right, moving on to the next event, which everyone is going to be so happy with this one. On May 15th, we have Mercury finally going direct. Woohoo! Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that we are in the clear. There definitely is a shadow period once Mercury is direct. So expect things to get better with communication, technology, you know, things kind of going back towards a more steady foundation about end of the month, around May 30th, May 31st. You know, by June, we're going to be feeling like a totally different person. Jumping to our next celestial event, on May 19th, we have a new moon in Taurus, and I'm really excited for this new moon. Not only is Jupiter in Taurus at this time, which is going to be giving us even more blessings during this new moon. We have this abundant, benevolent energy with Jupiter highlighting this new moon. We can really take advantage of this energy by setting intentions and calling in really steady foundation. Like whether it's like money or relationships, you know, manifesting something that we've been really wanting, this is the new moon to really plant those seeds. I will definitely be doing a money ritual during this new moon, and I probably will be using pyrite during that money manifesting ritual. Also, since Jupiter will be here, I love working with green adventurine to really symbolize Jupiter's energy, this lucky energy. So you know, if you're doing a ritual or you want to have some crystals with you, I definitely recommend pyrite and green adventurine. Those are going to be amazing to work with during this new moon in Taurus. Alrighty, and the last celestial event I wanted to share with you is transitioning into Gemini season. This is happening on May 21st, and like I said, we're going to be having this weaning energy, weaning off eclipse season, weaning off of Mercury retrograde. And by the time we are transitioning into Gemini season, we are going to be feeling like we're ready to party. This is going to be like a really fun energy. I feel like maybe we'll be wanting to go out more or just maybe learn something new. Geminis love to learn and get as much information as they can to kind of like better themselves. Like you may find yourself wanting to take a course or maybe read a new book that has to do with like your education or your interests. It's just like a really good time. I foresee Gemini season when we're diving into June energy. Things are going to feel really, really good, guys. So you know, I definitely recommend working with crystals that activate your solar plexus chakra just to wake things up, because we have kind of gone through a lot of crazy energy with Mercury retrograde and eclipse season. So definitely my crystal recommendations are citrine, bumblebee jasper, crazy lace agate is one that I think would be really fun. That crystal, I feel like whenever I work with crazy lace agate, something really good happens in my life. I don't know. It's like when you're tapping into like this like childlike energy or just this activation of your solar plexus, you just like attract things and you have a certain surrender about you. Like you're not worrying as much, you're letting go, and then things just come into your life. So those are definitely some crystal recommendations for Gemini season. Alrighty, now I'd love to share with you some crystals that I've been vibing with a lot this past month. And the first one I'm going to be sharing with you is one that I actually had as my center stone for my crystal grid for April. I was really calling in like a transformation, but like kind of like a grounded transformation, like working with like that Taurus energy and just like this eclipse energy, like I knew change was going to be happening. And man, did I have a lot of like random surprises and changes happening during April. And the crystal that I've been working with is malachite. So, malachite is one that really opens up your heart chakra. It helps with change, kind of like accepting change. It can entice kind of like a new initiative or a new way of thinking when you're working with malachite. It's like a soft transformation. It's not like a super big transformation, but everyone's different. It could cause a big transformation in your life. I personally think it's a little bit of a softer energy. This month, I've been definitely taking more initiatives in being a leader in my professional life at work. And it's been great, the support that I've been feeling from malachite, and also with new initiatives that I want to do with cosmic intuition. I've been a little bit more vocal on something that I've been working on in the backdrop, and I'm really excited to bring that to fruition really soon. I don't have a date assigned to it yet, but I know I'm getting closer, and Malachite's just been giving me like this leadership, like girl boss energy. So it's been very helpful during this past month with everything that's been going on. And the next crystal I've been working with a lot is one that I always work with during eclipse season, and that is gold rutilated quartz. I talk about this crystal all the time. I love it so much. I really love working with gold rutilated quartz during eclipse season because one of its main kind of like properties is helping us get attuned. It helps with attunement. And when we think about eclipse season, it's really this time when things can just go it can go wonky. Like things can happen that like totally flip you upside down. Like, oh wow, this is a big change. Like how am I gonna cope with this? How am I gonna be okay with this new thing in my life? Like I can't change it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like all this energy and all these thoughts kind of flood your mind with kind of like honestly fear and worry. And that's why people warn people about eclipse season, because we are confronted with that, but it's about how you react to that. I find that the attunement, or just the way I feel when I'm working with gold related quartz, it makes me feel like I'm unstoppable. It makes me feel like I am on the highest path forward. It helps me visualize where I'm headed, where I'm going, these downloads. I love it. And some would say, if you're working with a crystal and you're envisioning your future, like, wouldn't that be like you manifesting with that crystal? And I do think it is, a manifestation practice. And I do this during eclipse season. So I think people can get tripped up thinking that that's not okay. But like I said, if you feel called to manifest or do a ritual during eclipse season, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And that's like what I mainly do with gold related quartz during eclipse season is I visualize my future. I see where I'm headed. These nodes are helping us reach our destiny. Why would I not do that? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I love gold related quartz. It helps me connect with my higher self and just kind of like this belief that I can do it. I can manifest my life. And the last crystal I wanted to share with you, I just kind of wanted to throw this one in because I had a dream recently about this crystal, and that is pyrite. So in my dream, I don't know where I was. I feel like I was with other people, and someone was holding out their hand, and there was this big chunk of pyrite. And they're like, here, take it. And I was like holding the pyrite in my hand. It was so big. It was like I had to have two hands out holding this pyrite. And I woke up and I just immediately, like, right when I wake up, I try to remember my dream so I don't forget it. And I was like, pyrite. I was like, I had pyrite dream. Okay. And like went back to sleep. But it was kind of funny getting this ping from my guides to work with pyrite. So recently, I had this dream probably like 4 or 5 nights ago. So I've been having pyrite with me recently. And I think it's just activating kind of like this go energy. I've been definitely feeling like the Aries energy from April. So It's been nice, and I like pyrite. It just gives me this kind of like confidence. So pyrite's definitely one I wanted to throw in there to share with you. Alrighty guys, so that is really it for today's video. I hope that you're excited for May energy. I know I am. My birthday's in May, so I haven't even really thought about that, but that's going to be, my birthday's at May 30th, so it'll kind of be like when things are starting to feel good, so that's good. But I hope that May brings a lot of kind of like almost like missing puzzle pieces coming back and forming a beautiful picture for you during this time. I know I've been feeling this eclipse in Mercury retrograde like a lot, and there's been a lot of hard kind of like adjustments I've had to make, but it's been good. You know, I'm staying grounded, I'm working with my crystals, and I know that it's all for a bigger reason. You know, the things that we go through, there's a reason why we go through them. We have to grow. So I hope that May brings a lot of blessings your way. If you liked today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here, I would love it if you subscribed. Let me know what crystal you have been so drawn to work with lately, or honestly, if you had a dream recently about a crystal, I would love to know what crystal popped into your dream. Please don't be shy and comment it down below. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you in my next one.